A lot of times I'm driving, there's nothing to do, and I shuffle through the radio before I unglue. There's a lot of red on ways, it's traffic, I'm screwed, and I'm wired a bit different than a regular dude. It's not a bad thing, I embrace it, it's true. The radio don't stimulate brain chemistry fluid. The Buddha found nirvana and the Four Noble Truths. Through a meditative process, right action he proved. For me, I require the use of a tool, a detector, pin, pointer, shovel, and beach scoop. I'm meant to work the dirt with my history crew, but everywhere I look, my interest taboo. Most people choose Bieber over Tippecanoe. What does a detectorist listen to when the radio is full of bad music and news? I need an alternative for me to peruse. Beyond Sight and Sound gets fantastic reviews. A metal detecting show where my thought bubble brews. Thank you, Josh Kimmel, for inviting me to a detecting dork out with guests like yours truly.
Are you looking for a high-quality beach and sand scoop? Are you trying to take your hunting to the extreme? How about an American-based company that stands behind their product and everything they sell? Then check out our friends over at XTREME Scoops. John has been making scoops for some time now and makes a quality beach and sand scoop to take your hunting to the next level. XTREME Scoops recently released their new sand shredder that works great in the water and on the beach. And if you're a new Equinox user, you may want to check out his Surfmaster X3 that can trap those small targets you new Equinox users are finding out there. XTREME Scoop's company approach is let's do it right. So do it right, buy it once, and go to the extreme. XTREMEScoops.com. That's XTREME scoops.com.
Hey boys and girls, we are going to talk about S&W shooters and prospectors. What is S&W shooters and prospectors?
We at S&W Shooters and Prospectors help people find treasure.
Did you say treasure?
Yes, treasure. Just listen to this amazing review from our happy customer, Jackie Sparrow.
Chocolate ship-shape and a pleasure to deal with. I was able to buy everything that I needed at prices that were shillings less than others. I found my 9 pieces of 8 in no time. Savvy?
I know you're asking yourself, why should I shop at S&W Shooter and Prospectors?
Chuck Smalley has over 45 years of metal detecting experience. He works with each customer one-on-one to customize their setup to match their skill level.
So if you always dreamt of being a pirate, contact Chuck at S&W Shooters and Prospectors and he'll take a great deal for you.
Eye-patch and rum not included.
Caution. Please do not operate motor vehicles or power equipment while under the influence of this show. Listening to this show could cause side effects such as bouts of laughter, violent binges of cabin fever, and even dreams of silver and gold. Please be advised. Now that the fine print is out of the way, on with the show. All right. The fine print's out of the way. It's time to roll with the show. We're back once again. Or are we? Either way, we're here. And we're going through some transitional phases still, obviously. But we'll see how things go. So here we are, the 10th. And what is the update? Well, now I've went and done it. Apparently, there were some features that were not necessarily supported yet, we'll say, by the service that we're looking into. That's not to say that they won't be available soon. They're just not available yet. Actually, I'm not sure. Honestly, I'm really not sure what all they're planning to roll out. It seems like they've got a number of changes that are rolling out here in January. So we'll have to see how all of that goes, obviously. I'm not sure what all they're going to be doing at all. I really wish I could give you a little more detail than that. But I really, like I said, I don't know. I'm not sure what they've got going on, what they've got planned, any of that. Either way, I digress. We're in the transitional phases, and we'll keep everything nice and short for you folks tonight. I swear, honest, it'll be nice and short. We're still doing some testing. We've been rolling out changes. Not necessarily trying to be sneaky, but we've been rolling out some changes here and there. We've been doing subtle little changes and trying to get everything set up for a new hosting platform. And we want to get that all out of the way before we go ahead and make the switch. Not only do we want to make sure that we've got all of that, kind of all of our ducks in a row, so to speak, for that, but we want to get that all done before we make the final switches that we make. And then once we make sure that we've got everything worked out, then we'll focus on seeing what we can do about the YouTube live stream, video live stream. Speaking of which, I guess Hoarder is going to be starting up a YouTube live stream the way it sounds. I want to say it'll be 7:15 Eastern Time. And imagine that, quarter till. I think that's what he's calling that. But that'll be available on his YouTube channel. I would like to say that I know the exact schedule of that, but it escapes me right offhand. I don't have the exact schedule of that. I'm not sure just exactly when he's going to be doing that, but it was mentioned in, I want to say, his most recent video. So you can check that out over on Hoarder's YouTube channel. All that being said, hopefully, I don't know, hopefully we can join in with the YouTube community again here soon. Obviously, when we change venues, you guys and gals have seen it before in the past. Sometimes you can kind of have everything in place, but it still takes a little bit of tweaking and tuning and all of that. I mean, granted, when you're doing live runs, you have little gremlins pop up from time to time anyway. And that's to be expected. I mean, that's what live is. You have to be prepared. So we want to try and make sure that we've got everything set in place just so to where, hopefully, everything goes off without a hitch, and then we'll deal with whatever gremlins may pop up along the way. So it could take a few shows, a little bit of an acclimation period, not only for myself, but for you folks as well, as far as, getting used to the layout again, familiarizing yourself with the chat. How do we get into the chat? How do we leave a comment? Do we want to leave a comment? I don't know. So we've been working on that end of it. Thankfully, like I said, now I've went and done it. Back to, there were certain features that we were hoping to carry along with us, whether it was over to another podcasting hosting service, or whether it was over to the YouTube live stream, or wherever we pop up at on the other end of this rabbit hole. And one of those was obviously the Skype line. And in testing last night, actually, we did quite a fair amount of testing last night. And I think we've done what isn't supported, actually. In the last little test that I did last night before I called it quits for the day, we were actually able to incorporate Skype into a platform that we were told that Skype was not a feature, although they can see where it could be a important feature and they would look into it. Currently, it was not a feature that they supported. Well, we're here to tell you, I'm pretty sure we got it figured out. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. It's going to take a little bit of tweaking and tuning, and some of that, unfortunately, is going to have to be done in a real-time, on-the-fly environment. And that's where things could get a little dicey. We'll have to wait and see how it goes. Either way, we're very pleased, actually, to be able to let you folks know that you're going to want to stay tuned. Make sure you're watching the posts on the Metal Detecting Beyond Sight and Sound Facebook group, the Beyond Sight and Sound Facebook page, things of that nature, because we're almost ready to make the final switch and announcement. And at that point, you folks will know where we can be found. And who knows, if all goes well, we may even be going back to the live show format as soon as this coming Sunday. And I'm sure that there's a lot of people that are hopefully excited to hear that news. I know Chuck's looking forward in chatting with everyone again. I'm looking forward to seeing everyone again. And we hope that when we do make that final announcement of the changes that are being made, that you folks will follow along with us. I mean, after all, it's all about friends, right? We hope that everybody will come along, join in on the fun, and we'll have fun. We'll continue having fun, just like we have on the other venues. And that's one thing I can say. You folks have been absolute treasures in your own right. The chat has always went very well. I can say that. We've been blessed to have the amount of participation and interaction in the chat that we do. and to have all of you good folks along with us, and everybody does what they can. I mean, sure, every now and then we all may get a little wired up or whatever, but we still do what we can to continue to keep it a family-friendly show, a family-friendly chat. And I guess we've said it before, you could kind of say it's like the Cheers of metal detecting. Because I see it, we go live, you folks come into the chat, everybody's always so friendly, welcoming each other, discussing what went on with their day or how their weeks went. And we've been there for the good times, we've been there for the bad. And we've rooted each other on in the good times. We've pulled for each other in the bad. And wished each other the best of luck. All of that. So we look forward to seeing that continue. Sometimes a change isn't necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes you've got to have a change to, quite frankly, to be able to move on. Sometimes change is good for growth. And I think what we're up to, not only will we see a lot of the names that we're used to seeing, but we're liable to see a lot more new names coming in as we continue forward. So with that in mind, we do want to thank everyone once again for being so patient as we work through these issues that we're dealing with, and also being patient as we make this transition that we've been working on for a little bit now. We've had to have some equipment come in, and there again, good times, bad times. Well, get the equipment in, find out that we're down a mic, got to try and do what we can to get another mic back up and going with the interface that we're using. Just a lot of stuff there, and it's a slow moving project right now, and this could go on for a while. I mean, we still hope that we'll be live Sunday, hopefully as soon as Sunday. If not, we will be live by next Wednesday, I would think. But in the changes that have went on in the past, now I'm going to have to try and figure out what I can do for a little bit of noise suppression. Because I know you folks may not hear it so much when you catch the show, because this will all be taken care of in post-production. But on the show system that I run, I've lost a few systems due to heat. So I run plenty of ventilation on the system, and that's a lot of airflow going on. And that's a lot of essentially white noise in the background. What it is. I mean, it's what has to be done. Now, I can do some things to alleviate that. I can move the location of the show system in proximity to where I am. I can do some sound dampening, things of that nature, and we'll probably be looking into that here in the next few episodes. Until then, though, we can take all of that out by post-production. So that's what we've been working on, and we've been interacting in the chat as well. It's been kind of nice doing these pre-recorded shows. We're able to interact in the chat a little bit and give some clarification to some of the questions and concerns that some of the listeners may have. So that's been kind of a nice side effect of all of this, because normally, you folks know, I'm not able to interact in the chat a whole lot usually. I'm usually busy, obviously, doing the show. So it has been interesting to see. Either way, suffice to say, we will be back live. Hopefully, don't quote me on it. But hopefully, Sunday, Wednesday, we'll see what happens. Pay attention to the page. Pay attention to the post. Because shortly, the link that we normally share with the post that we drop for the show will not get you to the show if you've kept that link saved. Because we will be sharing a new link. When? You'll just have to watch. Wait and see what happens. We'll see what happens. I've still got a little bit of tweaking to do on my end. Little fine-tuning. And we'll see what goes on. Speaking of which, I guess I should probably get back to that. So we do want to wish all of you folks a wonderful evening, and once again, thank you for hanging in there with us and being so patient. Hopefully, we will be back Sunday or Wednesday at the latest, and you never know. By that point, we may even have Chuck along with us, because I know he's been really anxious to get to interact with everyone again, as well as me. Until then, hopefully everyone can stay safe with the storms that are brewing out there. I know it varies from whatever geographic location you're in, whatever part of the country you're in, but I know that there are quite a few snow squalls, rainstorms, high winds, tornadoes, everything like that, just all over the country. We got almost an inch of rain here yesterday, and I don't know, could be snow tonight, could be snow tomorrow, who knows. Either way, we've got to get back to work. Have a wonderful evening, folks. We're out of here. We sure are glad you found us here tonight. Thanks for dropping by and joining in. If you like metal detecting, treasure hunting, gold prospecting, or even entertaining discussion, check us out Wednesdays and Sundays, 8 p.m. Eastern, on your favorite podcast distribution services.